Let's shift gears. There's another breaking story that you're involved in, and it's an important one involving unions and so forth. It's just now developing. Tell us about that, please.
Well, what we've discovered is a draft executive order that would work around legislation that failed when the Democrats were in control. The president is seeking to force employees of companies that do business with the government to disclose not only their political contributions in the ordinary sense, what they would give to a politician, but in fact their independent expenditures, their contributions to, if you will, 501c3s and C4s, things like their churches, like Planned Parenthood on one side or National Right to Life on another, all kinds of items which, if known by the political appointees, clearly either could affect the awarding of contracts or more likely simply cause the president to get his union money, which is exempted. Well, corporations are scared to make these contributions. That kind of chilling effect is just Chicago-style politics at its worst.
That is chilling. That is... I mean, I'm speechless, to be perfectly honest.
Well, Rick, I'll tell you something interesting. The people that have come out against it include the number 2 Democrat in the House, Steny Hoyer. It includes Joe Lieberman and Senator McCaskill. It includes a number of Democrats who were so horrified that this kind of overreach would occur, and perhaps thinking ahead that someday there'll be a Republican in the White House and they wouldn't want the shoe on the other foot. And they've said no way, and they've opposed it. And yet we see no reticence of the administration to go forward, and we expect right now they're still trying to go forward with an executive order that would circumvent Congress and put criminal penalties on people who fail to disclose what is right now their private contributions to nonprofits of their choice.
Unbelievable. Just like the previous issue, what's the next step in this story?
Well, ultimately we can't stop the president from issuing an executive order.
Executive order?
I believe Congress would strike down that order, and on top of that, refuse to fund any activity and ensure the contractors that they need not comply with it. And I think we can do it more and more on a bipartisan basis as we see Democrats horrified at this overreach. But today we're very much hoping that the president will begin to wake up and realize that he's rewarded the unions enough without this sort of if you will, devastating executive order to the procurement community.
I have to say, Congressman Issa, I was so focused on the overreach of what information they were asking for that it didn't quite dawn upon me when you first said executive order. That itself is remarkable.
It really is. This is unprecedented. This sort of clearly they thought it needed legislation. When they didn't get their legislation, they've decided to try to do it this way. But this is something that's been going on with this administration ever since they lost control of the House. Is they're going to try to circumvent legislation in almost everything they do.
Congressman Darrell Issa, 2 very important issues. You, of course, are the chairman of the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee, a very important and rightly so powerful committee.
Well, thank you, Rick, and have me back, please.
We look forward to it. Thank you for joining us.
Bye-bye.